Hello guys, it's Kimirafer and welcome to Modded Minecraft episode... Oh, I'm already forgetting the number. I think it's episode 5. And yes, it should be 5, I guess. If it's not, well, then I guess you'll know better than me. Anyway, in this episode we are gonna be working on mob farms. Yes, so I've built a whole building, we'll show that in a second, for mob farms. And basically it's all done. I've been working on it for quite a while now. And the only thing we need to do is one more spawner. So I'm going to show you how this works, because in the beginning it might be a little confusing, but we'll get there. So anyway, first off, we need to get a broken spawner of the type of the mob that we want. So the last one I need to do is Squid. How do we change this into a Squid spawner? Well, that's quite simple. We use a soul binder. So we just chuck these two together. Requires 8 levels of XP. I already have that. And that takes a bit. So in the meantime, I'll just quickly go downstairs and get the remaining levels I need. And yes, this is completely removed. Everything is being moved to the new building. There we go. This is light gray. Okay, I don't think I'm... Yeah, I shouldn't have. I made those lamps, didn't need to, really. Yes, also this whole storage system is moved. Still need to run a ME cable there, but it's not a big deal. Thought there was a broken texture there for a second. And this has a nice animation, just slides around. And it's almost halfway done. Anyway, when this is done, what we need to do is combine with a broken spawner and an anvil. Well, combine a powered spawner with a broken spawner. It's quite simple. And for that, I find you usually need 16 levels. And of course, as any NRIO machine, you need a capacitor in there. And boom, that's done. You always get the soul vial back. Now we see broken spawner, Squid. Alright, so let's combine it in the anvil. And this thing has been going for I don't know how long. It's been very damaged for a while. Don't think it'll ever break. And it didn't now, so nice. Anyway, cost multiplier. Let's quickly talk about that. Cost multiplier is an indication of how much power the spawner needs to function. So basically it just converts power into spawning of mobs. It has to fill up a buffer. The more energy you spend, the... How should I say this? Okay, so I'll just show you, it'll be easier once I get into the UI. This is our mob spawner building. Huge shout out to Dataless on YouTube. He's an Australian Minecraft YouTuber. This is his build. I tried to recreate it somewhat. Like it's not a perfect copy. Did some of my own things in there, but I mean it looks good, I think. So anyway, this is one of our 4 spawner floors. I'll go to each and every one and tell you what it is. All right, so. I've got power and I got a redstone conduit. We are going to use this redstone conduit for controlling everything. Right? These don't need to be on all the time. Maybe I could decide that I don't want them. But yeah, anyway, here we are. Squid. So first off, we need to place a capacitor in. Boom. And that's going to start filling up with power and spawning. So we see the progress. Everything at the moment is active with signal. So there's going to be a whole control mechanism. So... once this progress bar fills up, and I'll show you because this one is off at the moment. So there's active without signal, and it's going to spawn like 2 or 3 squid. No viable space denied by another mod. I have no idea what that is, but I'll probably troubleshoot that later. Might be because there needs to be water in here. Not quite sure. See, the range is okay. You know, let's just get water. Yeah, I'll fill this with water later, probably in between cuts. Anyway, so we got a squid spawner here, got a slime spawner here. This is for guardians. Now I'm gonna test if this should work. This is also a water mob, but it's worked in the past for me. See? And it gets like 3, 4, sometimes, well, 2 or 3, but 4? It's not really something I've seen a lot of. Come on. And die. Alright. The main reason I want this is just for the prismarine. Okay, no, I'm gonna have to do this differently then. And boom, there we go. And the rest is for the trash, because I don't really need it. I have no real desire to get fish. Anyway, let's move on to the other ones. Yeah, I got elevators, but I don't know, just like dropping in there. And this is light blue. What is this? It's bliss. Yeah, cryotium is quite handy to have. You tend to use it quite a lot, especially late game with the cryo stabilized flux ducts that we're using. Blaze, also really handy for a lot of stuff. Then here we have Enderman, mostly for infinity booster cards. For this wireless crafting terminal, because yeah, I mean, as long as you're in range, it doesn't really use infinite energy. But the moment you get out, it does use it quite fast. That's a config option, but I'll just keep it at standard. And here we have the wither skeleton. At one point, I'm also going to build a wither farm. Well, not now. It could be quite annoying to set up. I think I have an idea on how to do it. This is the Cursed Earth mob farm. It's not placed in because I don't want it spawning yet. But yeah, it's Cursed Earth. Just like we had in the base. This one is a bit smaller because this only allows for a maximum range add-on of +6. And I had a +7 in there. Didn't realize it didn't work till like a month after I built it. And then I was like, doesn't matter. Like sometimes they get killed right on the border. XP floats to the sides. And I can pick it up to repair my tools. Because I have mending. So that was just a good coincidence, I guess. So now we have all that. Let's work on the next part. All right, I seem to have fixed it. We're going to start playing with the wireless receivers first. However, I fixed it. It wasn't because there wasn't water in here. Tested that out. Problem was something was blocking spawns. So for that, I had to go into the mod options for Ender.io. Then to the configs, machines. We look for powered spawner, and here use forge spawn checks. It wasn't true, and the moment I turned this off, it worked. I think some mod is trying to disable spawning. I have a feeling it's industrial foregoing, because one of my friends had a mob farm setup, well, Squid farm setup with a industrial foregoing spawner. Could also be that that just ignores the forge spawning checks without any question. No idea though. Anyway, so we're going to start playing with the wireless receivers. Now, what do I want to do with these? Well, we're gonna basically... Okay, you are not gonna work, are you? Alright, let's put you on further. And let's get some redstone. That's at the top. Alright. So that's going to be input on black. There we go. And I have a list of frequencies in my little notebook. For wither skeletons, we're going to use 2. One is going to be the quarry. Alright, so 2. So when we activate this, I will just simulate that with a lever or lever, whatever you prefer. There we go. So this is activated and that turns on the mob farm. Alright, that works. That's all I wanted to know. And now that should have stopped again. Yes, it did. So yeah, this might be a somewhat shorter episode. Whoops. Shorter episodes, but next episode we are going to be working on a control room for both this and for the... What's it called? The control room. Right, and you are cyan? What are you? A cyan. And let's find cyan. Alright, so these redstone conduits have 16 possible channels. In that way, they're kind of similar to the bundled cable from Project Red or RS wires. It's very handy to just, well, run compact circuits. Here it's just, let me just double check, Enderman cyan is 3, alright. just very handy for these types of circuits. Also, if they run through each other. Yeah. Then let's see, Blaze is 4 and Blaze is 5. So that's Blaze. No, get back into my main inventory. That is 4 on orange. So if you left click this square, you go forward. If you go one too far, you can right click to go back. Pretty easy. I need to fix that one day. Yeah, there's a lot of holes here that I used for access. And you are 5. Yes, you are 5, and you will be light. Is that light blue? Yes, that's light blue. There you go. I just chose these colors on what I thought was most applicable, like Blaze is obviously going to be orange. There's a lot of blue things here, so that was the most annoying part of choosing. Oh yeah, anyway, for this thing, you can just feed items into the item barrel connector, and that just works. They will input into everything connected to it, so all these barrels. However, as you saw, the raw calamari didn't end up being transferred, and that is because, well, the trash can isn't connected. However, I'm not going to do that with the item barrel connector, of course, because it's not a barrel. I'm going to just do that with a item conduit. Easy. All right. So then we have the Guardians are 6, I think. Yeah, Guardian 6, Slime 7. And you are a regular blue. Yes. I can just go back, I think. Nope, it was one of the first ones. And 6. Yes, always double check. Yeah, it's just a good idea to always double check certain stuff. That's going to be 7. And on green. And then the last one, get up. Normally, once we do this, we shouldn't really need to do anything else with this. That's gray. And that's gonna be number 8, because we have, well, 8 mob forms, but I'm not gonna give the cursed earth one, I think, because you can't really shut that down, I think. I mean, you could put light sources in strategic places, but that's quite annoying because you have to watch out that you don't burn the cursed earth, which destroys it, and I don't want to constantly redo it. Yes, that is 8. Okay. Now, let's get out of this hole and get into this hole again. Now, if you look at wireless Redstone Chicken Bones Edition, there's a remote. It just requires a button and a transceiver. Let's make that, shouldn't take long. There we go. And do I have a button? I don't have a regular button, but do I have stone? Yes, I do. Well, there we go. Now we have a button. Oops, didn't want to do that. Get the button back. There we go. Now, this is at 37%. How do you use this? All right. So we're just going to test with squids. So at the moment we have 35 in there. Let's see. It's on. 37. Okay, why aren't you working? Active vid signal. You are the right one, aren't you? That should set it to 8, yeah? I mean, it's the same gray, right? It's gray. That's gray. Why aren't you working then? Oh no, I know what the problem is. No, don't slash home. I never actually configured this one. That's the problem. Yes, output on gray and strong signal just to be safe. So that's at 37. You're still not working, huh? Okay, troubleshooting live. Okay, let's just try with the lever for the time being. Oh, that should also be active on redstone signal. Or are you on never active? That could also be a problem. No, you're active with redstone signal, you're just not working. Come on, you're gray. Let's just break through this. Okay, well, let's take another redstone. A piece of redstone dust at least. Let's quickly move this back 1 to frequency 8 and put our lever here. Do you work now? No, you do not. Active with signal. There is no signal being... Oh, yeah, no, I see why. I was just not doing something smart. Yeah, I see. That isn't connected. Yep, it isn't. Alright, so let's take the redstone conduit. And there we go. Now it should work, yes. And brick. Now the annoying part is I'm gonna be here. Alright. So let's get this back here. I mean, I'm just gonna keep the cable as short as possible. Doesn't really matter in the end, but it's just aesthetics. So now you're not working. Now you are. Nice. Just keep that on for a second and see if it works. Yes, items are being picked up. Now, problem is sometimes they do end up here. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, they just end up dying because they're out of the water. So it's no big deal, but I'm gonna fill this in, I think, just so they can't spawn. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Anyway, between episodes, what I will do is wire these lamps up and get a rough framework done for our control room. So every lamp is going to be turned on. So okay, so this is only at 14%. Okay, so once I turn these on, the lamps go off, just as like a visual indication, and that should be nice. So whenever the spawners are on, the lamps are off, and yeah, then it's just free spawning, I guess. So yeah. Anyway, I'm just double check everything off camera, hope that everything works. Well, it should. So yeah, anyway, guess that's it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to be working on the control room to control all the spawners and the frame quarry. And yeah, that could be out in a couple of days. I hope. I'll see how long it takes me to think everything out. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. My name is Kimirafer as always. I'm signing off. See ya.